A man's celebration of a team that has only just recently come back to his home country due to COVID has now ended up with him being suspended for life from the stadium of the team that he loves. All because of a Shoey. This is the case of one Warriors cult hero, Roger Shoey Vasa Sheck, on this episode of Better Call Ztank. It was the 12th of August 2022, Friday night at Mount Smart Stadium, Auckland, New Zealand. The New Zealand Warriors will be playing only their third home game this season, after being brought back into New Zealand back in July. A momentous occasion that saw finally the Warriors back where they belong in New Zealand for the first time since the beginning of 2020. And they've done alright since. They did beat the West Tigers in their opening home game, did compete fairly well against Melbourne Storm, but the Storm were able to win. And in coming into their third home game, they would take on the Canterbury Bulldogs, a team who have relatively seen some decent form over the last coming weeks ever since the sacking of Trent Barrett. And the game was very competitive. Up until about 50 minutes in, it was a very tight game between both clubs. Up around till the 56th minute, where the Warriors would just run away with it, scoring 24 unanswered points to round out the game in a 42-18 win over the Canterbury Bulldogs. The best performance the Warriors have had for a while. And the celebrations were felt right through the stands, as particularly right in front of the coach's box where Stacey Jones was, where one New Zealand Warriors fan got up, poured his beer into his custom Warriors shoe, and would drink from it, colloquially known as a shoey. This was seen as a miraculous move of expressionism in supporting of the club. The fans loved it, Stacey Jones probably loved it, the players loved it, and by God, Andrew Johns definitely loved it. However, the fun police, also known as stadium security, saw what was happening and went to his seat, escorted him out of the stadium, and has issued him a lifetime ban from Mount Smart Stadium. Gone are the days where you were able to build a beer snake with all the empty cups, as now that gets you kicked out. Even just downing a drink in one go, if security spots you, can get you in trouble and kicked out of the venue. It just kind of seems that alcoholic culture is starting to be attacked in terms of these security guards at these events. To be fair though, let's be honest, security guards really have enough as it is, as they're not cops, but think they're cops. I think the current, in terms of the power rankings of security, they're probably roughly just below, I'd probably say, nightclub security, and they think they've got a whole hero complex within it themselves. But the thing I ask is, yes, he had a drink, but what was he doing that was wrong? He wasn't fighting anybody. He wasn't hurting anyone. Plain and simple, he was just having a drink and celebrating his team's win. Even still, maybe, okay, whatever, it's encouraging, whatever, kick him out of the stadium. A lifetime ban. I'm fairly certain the people that had a big fuck-off brawl at Magic Round on like the first night, I don't think they've got issued lifetime bans, but this guy did. It's a sad state of affairs currently in the world as it is, but stuff like this makes it just a little bit worse. It's so weird how security is nowadays. I mean, just be lucky that he didn't do this at a soccer match, because knowing the security guards that they do have for the soccer matches, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't tear gassed, pepper sprayed, and belted with clubs and charged down by a guy riding a horse. I'm just joking, obviously. But anyways, the news of his suspension from the stadium has caused a lot of outrage over the media, which has resulted in article after article after article, it actually got brought up on the Sunday Footy Show.
Already to get him
Did you say life ban?
They gave him a life ban for doing a shoey. What vehicle have you drunk a beer out of? What's the most outrageous vehicle you've drunk a beer out of?
I'm not allowed to drink and drive, Danica.
No, not a car.
Honestly. And you know he's doing a shoe in front of Stacey. I'm sure Stacey Jones inside is just going, I wish I could have that shoe. Like, honestly. The fun police, it's rugby league. It's not ballet.
That segment also shows the most reasonable Andrew Johns has been in terms of complaining about something revolving rugby league. I'm surprised I wasn't a tirade about having to hear about this bullshit for the next year. With that saying, there is a chance to fight back, as there is currently a change.org petition wanting to unban him. Currently, the target is about 10,000 signatures. It is currently set at 9,700, so we are very close to reaching its goal. This is what our constitution, though obviously I'm Australian, this is obviously a New Zealand matter, we need to help our trans-Tasman brother of Roger Shoey Vasa Sheck. This is an attack on freedom of speech. I'm sounding like one of those bloody anti-vaxxers that always march on like Saturdays to like Parliament houses, but trust me, this is actually a cause that actually makes sense. We need to help this man. So this is what I feel is some form of call of arms. Either they unban him, or for every game in the NRL, on the 12th minute of the first half, which is when he did the shoey, everyone in the crowd of drinking age, kids, probably not because I'm not, I want to keep things legal. We all do a shoey in commemoration as a protest. Basically, in all saying, they can't kick all of us out. So that is the goal for the of this. So I'm like to start the movement, the Shoey Vasa movement, we can call it, or we can work on a hashtag. Trust me, we'll be fine. But yes, so after all of this, he ended up did go into a pub afterwards and actually did a shoey every time the Warriors scored, which following the game that's a lot of shoeys. I think it was about 5 or 6 at least. So that is the end of this. What do you guys think? I feel like all of you are probably going to say the same thing. Yes, this is bullshit, but remember, on the dot, I think it was like 12 minutes 30, but on the 12th minute of every game in this NRL round, everybody does a shoey as a symbol of standing by a fallen brother. Thank you all for watching, and hashtag Shoey Vasa movement.